Welcome to Fly or Die. I'm Eric Schoenfeld, and I have John Biggs with me remotely at CES. Hi, John.
Yes, I'm flying, dying in Las Vegas.
So,
So what we're going to discuss today, I guess, is CES dead? Is it a fly or is it a die? Is that our premise here?
yeah, let's talk about CES, the show, and the a conference for for consumer electronics
Sure,
industry,
sure.
as opposed to any specific gadget.
Well, let's first off, I want to describe the scene here. We've seen a lot of interesting stuff. We're seeing a lot of new TVs, smart TVs, that would be sort of like a copy of what Apple may or may not do in the next couple of
You
months.
can't copy vaporware, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So you're seeing a lot of laptops that appear to be MacBook Airs. They're Ultrabooks. They're very thin. They look a lot like MacBooks. So you're seeing a lot of I would say it's a maturity and it's a considerable change in the trade dress in the way these things are marketed.
and Microsoft
Now,
is pulling out of CES. This is their last CES keynote,
well,
right?
my point was that Microsoft already runs its own media cycle. So Microsoft doesn't need CES in January to announce all of its stuff that may or may not launch until 8 months later,
Right.
especially when you consider Windows 8 isn't ready to go yet, especially when you consider that Windows Phone is still sort of revving up right now. They don't have a lot to say here. So if they come out here with a huge tent, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to set everything up, it's just not worth it. Now the question is it worth it for everybody else?
Well, from my point of view, watching this from afar, it does seem that CES is dying. It seems less relevant in terms of the news that's coming out of CES. I mean, there are a few, nice Android phones, some beautiful TVs coming out, but I can't really put my finger on anything specifically that really makes me think, wow, that's really define. This is going to define consumer electronics
Sure.
space for the next year.
Well, last big thing that I saw was something like the Palm Pre showing up here at CES. That kind of took the air out of the room. But that hasn't happened this show. That hasn't happened in the past couple shows. While I agree that it's kind of boring, I also have to say that this is a show dedicated to consumer electronics, dedicated to buyers, dedicated to consumers who are eventually going to pick up a new TV this year, a new stereo, a new laptop. I'm going to give it a fly simply because this sort of show has to exist at least for another, let's say, 5 to 10 years.
I'm going to give it a die. I just see it declining in relevance. I take your point that it is still important for the industry itself and as a trade show, but I'm thinking more culturally as something that everyone else looks to get a handle on what's coming up for the next year. It just seems like every year it becomes less and less relevant. But that said, I'm not there. What are some of the things that you've seen that you're excited about?
I'm excited about the smart TVs. I'm excited about some of these ultrabooks that are coming out. Again, we're both Apple guys. We're kind of excited about Apple hardware, tablets, that sort of thing. But I've seen lots of stuff that could compete and that will compete. And in the customer's mind, you're competing on price, you're competing on looks, you're competing on hardware and sometimes even specs. Apple's great, but everybody else in here is trying equally as hard to get things right.
Now, you just argued in a post that Samsung could be the next Apple. What are you smoking?
Actually, we're doing a little angel dust out here and a little bit of amphetamines. The trick here is that Samsung has finally gotten the ecosystem correct. Historically, they've never been able to pull it off at these shows. Sony and all these other guys always say that you can connect your TV to your dishwasher, to your pet's dog bowl, but they've never been able to pull it off. This is the year that they pull it off, and it's going to be very, very interesting in terms of ecosystem to watch these big guys duke it out and try to figure out who's going to be the winner here.
And what specifically did you see from Samsung that makes you think that they're going to pull that off? Are they using the TV as the hub?
The TV is basically turned into an all-in-one computer, and the interesting thing about these TVs is that instead of selling one TV every 10 years, what you're doing is you're selling one TV now, and you're upgrading that TV over time with these little modules that you plug into the side. So as a family, you're sitting to yourself, oh, I want to be able to see Super HD, or I want to be able to stream 3D. I buy this little module, plug it in, and it runs. I want to make my smart TV faster. Buy a little module, plug it in, and it runs. Or every year, you're able to upgrade your software, upgrade your hardware without buying a new plasma screen.
But how do these TVs interact with the other devices in your home?
Everything's wireless. Everything knows what everything else is, especially if you have a Samsung TV and a Samsung tablet and a Samsung phone. It's kind of lock-in, but that's what these guys want.
But are they trying to make the TV the control center? That's never going to happen. You're always
That'll
going
never
to
happen, but your phone and your tablet becomes the remote.
Okay, I think you've been drinking the Kool-Aid over there a little bit too much.
I am drinking the Kool-Aid. I think I need to get back into hipsterville. I am wearing white earbuds, so
good.
It's slowly working into my brain.
Okay, great. Well, we miss you, and safe travels back home. Hopefully, you don't have to hang out there too much longer.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Okay, that's it for Fly or Die.